Hello everyone and welcome to Stitching Ain't Easy. My name is Ashley. Thank y'all for joining me this morning. So today is the day of the craft fair. Let's do it. Alright, so I didn't make any new things for this craft fair. I did a live before my last one. I will link it below if I remember. And that had all of like my craft fair inventory. I sold a few things at the last craft fair, but I didn't make any new things because I had plenty of inventory. This is my last show of the year. The less we have to store, the better. So, anywho. So yeah, we're getting ready to go. We have the car loaded up. Mine is one tub and one bag that's full of bags. The irony in it all, you know. And then my things I'm taking to work on, which, because I have everything pretty much made, that I need to have made. I have a couple like amigurumi that I am working on for Christmas for everyone here, and then I also am working on our crochet Christmas blanket with my beautiful friend Angelia and myself. I'm having so much fun with that, so I will link that video, one of those videos, down below, just in case you guys are watching this for craft fairs and you want to watch a Christmassy something. So anyway, outfit of the day. So normally I would take LuLaRoe things. This is a fair that's like a it has to be like handmade items only. I'm very excited to see everything that everyone's made and brought. So outfit of the day. You can't even see it. Black long sleeve shirt because it's gonna be chilly. Stitching Ain't Easy shirt. And my Ashley cowl that my ridiculously amazing, beautiful friend Jen, Cinnamon Stitches, made. And yes, that Ashley is me, Ashley. It's still like it's crazy. I know I have one in my hands right now, but it's crazy. So this one's black and white, and then it does like a rainbow-ish effect. So normally same thing. I would wear LuLaRoe, because I'm not taking it. I'm not gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear my, you know, my brand, I suppose. Not your brand, but you know, whatever. And a crochet item I made. I thought about wearing my crochet dress. I think it's gonna be cold. We're gonna ice skate today. We're gonna see Santa Claus today. We're gonna do Christmas carols today. We're gonna decorate cakes today. May or may not sell some crochet. We'll see what happens. We're gonna go to Hobby Lobby today. It's gonna be a good day. So take you all along for a vloggy thing, and let's do it. So I'm gonna go get dressed. I've been just hanging out in my comfy dress this morning because why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? So, all right, let's do it. All right, hello everyone. So we have been home for a couple days now from the craft fair. And so I thought I would just kind of do a little quick recap. So I wanted to kind of vlog and things a little bit more, but there are lots of people, lots of people walking about that probably don't want to be on YouTube, you know what I mean? And so anyway, but yeah, it was amazing, just like it was last year. Absolutely successful, super fun time. Would recommend. I'm sure like some people will be going next year and everything. So this is the one that's at a college. So it's a lot of obviously college age kids. It's the town comes, they have I don't remember even what else I said in the last little clip, so I'm sorry. But they said have it at the college. Town comes, just said that. They have ice skating. They had a cake decorating class, which we couldn't ever find, which everyone was pretty bummed about because Finn was really wanting to get in on that. Christmas carolers, Santa came. They had a Christmas tree lighting. They had a taco truck. Just, you know, a fun time. So last year, whenever we went, there were about 3 times the vendors that there were this year. There weren't hardly any vendors, and we were all on one wall. Last time we were on either side of the hallway and all the way down the hallway, and it stopped like right after the door this year. So I don't know what happened. Last year they did like a donation. You didn't have to pay booth rent, you just did a donation. This year it was only $25. So I don't know if that's what happened. People, you know, didn't want to pay that or what, but there were hardly any vendors. I saw my 2 friends from last year, which was really cool. The art lady that we got the painting from, she got some stickers and stuff from her this year. And the ceramic lady that made the really cool mushrooms on my coffee mug. So got to see craft fair buddies. Also, I got to see the freeze-dried candy lady that I've been to 3 craft fairs with now. So I have some freeze-dried candy for sale if y'all are at all into that. Like I said, we're adding things slowly to the shop. Anywho, but yeah, so it was a really, really good one. We did really well. I will say we didn't do as well as we did last year. Also, there weren't as many vendors, and honestly, like I said, I know the economy is just like a lot of it, you know, like people have to decide if they want gas in their car or things from craft fairs. I get it. The lady next to us had like, she couldn't call them pop sockets, but I feel like we know them as pop sockets. I think they go on the back of your phone that pop out that you can like lean your phone. She had those decorated and some hair bows and things. The lady to the right of us, or the ladies, should I say, to the right of us, were quilters, and they had like a raffle for a big blanket, a big quilt that they had made that looked like a lion. The lady that had the pop sockets and things made maybe 2 sales, and the other ladies, I think I saw them make 1 maybe, but they were doing the raffle, so people were coming up putting in money for the raffle for the blanket. But it was pretty wild. I was bummed because I wasn't next to the ceramics lady and the painting lady, because those were my craft fair like partners last time. We all sat next to one another, and it was really cool. So obviously we did go talk to one another and all those things. But yeah, like I said, I don't know how they did. It didn't sound like they did very well. Freeze-dried candy lady said that she did pretty good, and then like I said that I did really well. And I think it's just the crowd, and you know, depending on where we are, because I go to a lot of craft fairs and people don't care about, you know, my crochet item. Like they'll come up and say they're cute or whatever, but they're there for more like home decor and things like that. You know, it just kind of depends on like where, you know, which market and the crowd. So I think the craft fairs or that, like the ones at the college and music festivals and like that, those are really, really, really good for us. So we're going to try to look for more of those if/when we do these next year. That's going to be the plan, is to try to kind of think about like the crowd that's going to be there, because craft fair is just, that's more like, you know, just, I don't know, it's a little bit different, I feel like, which is wild, because you would think that it would be a thing, but it's like, you know, like I said, I mean, I've done craft fairs where I've barely sold anything, and then I'll do like these kind of like markets at different, you know, like different places, and I do exceptionally well. Like I said, so I had a bucket that had all of my smaller items in it, and it was like selling like hotcakes. At one point I had like 3 different groups of people, and then like people behind them standing at my table waiting to come up. So I had to start adding things into that bucket, like from inventory, which I've yet to ever have to do. I always take extra inventory, but I've never had to do that before, like actually add things into it. So that was amazing. Said it's, you know, it just depends on where you are. You never ever know. And I feel like that's kind of the thing. You just roll the dice no matter the craft fair. Also, I'm going to ramble for a little bit. I guess I should have said this 6.5 minutes ago. Sorry about that. I have coffee, so if y'all want to get a drink, drink a choice. Whatever you do, it's all right. Okay. So, yeah, I did really well. Would definitely do this one again. The kids had fun. They all came. They went to the mall for a little bit, came back, hung out. So there was a taco truck. They didn't have food trucks last year, so that was really neat. Yeah. So this was my sign. Whenever I got to the table, which I was like, that's really cute. So you can barely see the T. I just noticed that. I was like, is there a T on there? But anyway, that was really cute. So it says Happy Holidays. And I didn't have this on my table for a little bit, and I was like, well, that's silly. So I put it back on the table. But it should be part of our aesthetic here. There we go. Can't really see it, but anyway. So yeah, so got there, had that. We only have one table. It was 6 feet long, so I didn't have it even as much as I did on the last table. So I put the checkout stand underneath my table, and then B and Finn took their things. It went, I mean, it was awesome for what it was. It was a 5-hour show. It was supposed to be from 2 to 8, and at like 6:40 everyone started packing up their stuff, and I was just like, what is happening? And by 7 most of them were about packed up, and I said something about it, and the ladies next to us said that it ended at 8, and then I don't know, I ended at 7, and so everyone was putting up at 7, but everything I had said from 2 to 8, so I was just like, I don't want to put up, there's still people walking through. And so we waited a little bit, and then everyone else was packing up and leaving, so it's like we look kind of silly just sitting here, so I guess we will too. So anyway, but about that time, Derek said that the people outside were packing up too, like because they had reindeer and like a little petting zoo and pony rides and stuff, and I guess they were all packing up too. So I don't know, everything I had said from 2 to 8, but that's okay. So we had plenty of time to be there and do whatever. So the boys came too, and so Squirrely Dan drove, so the boys came back together, and then Derek B and I went to a couple like little different stores because I needed some yarn and stuff, and so we went to a couple little places around there, and like I said, got out in plenty of time to do those things, which you wouldn't have if it ended at 8, so I suppose it all worked out. So there you go. So I went to, we got some stickers from our art friend, and then artist friend, and then the ceramic lady, I went and said hello to her, and I have a couple other things that I got from her too, but she had this setting on her table, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I love it. And anyways, and like this, and like you can lift the little thingy up, there's stuff inside of it, I'll show you in a second. Anyway, you can lift the little lid off of it just like you should be able to. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. And she's, you know, we were talking, we were all excited to see each other, and she's like, yeah, she's like, I've had a few people come up and like, you know, say how cool that is. And I'm like, oh, I was like, I need that. I was like, I need to go grab my wallet. I was like, our whole bathroom is decorated in Halloween all the time, and she just grabs it off the table and she's like, I'll put it back for you. I was like, thank you so much. So anyway, she made this because she's just that cool and talented, and I love it because, like I said, the lid comes off, but then, and I know last time I was saying how cool it was that, take the price tag off, that she had her initials, and someone told me that that's because That way they know whose project is who's in there. But either way, I think it's very cool that it's marked with her initials. I think that's so neat. So take the little lid off. Last year, Derek bought me crinkles. Last year, Derek bought me a coffee mug because I like my coffee, and he bought me it's like a cobalt blue coffee mug from her. I guess I should show y'all. And anyway, went back this year and he bought me another. It's like a cobalt blue. It's just a cup, but it's so neat. And so anyway, got that for my birthday yesterday. But this is what I bought myself. So I have the jack-o'-lantern, and then crinkles. Also last year I got some mushrooms from her because, you know, Norville and mushrooms and all of those really cool things. So I have some mushrooms, and they sat in front of our, like on our entertainment stand in front of the television, like sat down there with like a little gnome, and there's a little absinthe, like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland that's 3D printed, and just like little fun things. So anyway, I knew this year that I needed to get mushrooms if nothing else, and then I saw the pumpkin. So got a cobalt blue. This is the color of my cup and my mug. That same color. Got that one, and then I got this one, and it's so hard to choose. She has 3 buckets full of mushrooms, and they are all so different and so cool, and it's really truly hard to decide. I'm like, I don't know how you decide, and she's like, I don't either. So these are the 2 I picked. So I got some goodies for the bathroom and in front of the TV, and so that was very cool from one of my friends, and so that was neat. So I got to see her, so, and then at the end kind of got to tell her bye. We were kind of like, you know, passing in the whole thing, and then but the art lady, she came up and gave me a big old hug, and she's so sweet. So anyway, she was making ornaments, and every year for Christmas Eve I get the kids an ornament, and I was like, that's perfect, because then they're gonna be like personalized with their little stamp, and she's like making them and everything, and like I'm like, I'll be back to get ornaments, and I was so busy I completely forgot about the ornaments. And then whenever she came up, told me bye, I was like, bye, you know, gave her info and all that, because we talked about that last year. Like, I'm so bummed we didn't get each other's numbers. So I gave her, you know, all that, and then got in the car, got a third of the way home, and was like, oh, I didn't get ornaments. And so I'm so mad at myself, because she had a red one, a green one, and a blue one, and that was perfect for us. So I'm so mad at myself that I didn't get ornaments. But anywho, other than that, let's see. I got a custom order as far as like my own thing at the fair. I got a custom order. I sold my big black jellyfish. I finally sold a pickle. I've taken them to 3, I think, craft fairs at this point, and everyone always comes up and oohs and ahs and says how cute they are, but no one's ever purchased one. I finally sold one, and that girl was so excited about getting a pickle. It was so cute. But I got commissioned to make an octopus. And then, let's see. I sold bees, per always. I sold a black and yellow bee. I sold a mini octopus with the I Love This Yarn Dark Neons. I sold a small frog, another black and yellow bee. I sold a strawberry, which I was excited about. Actually, 2 strawberries. Strawberry, right in a row. Which I was excited about, because those were a lot of fun to make. And I would be totally okay with making some more strawberries if/when we do craft fairs and have strawberries. Y'all, not only did I sell a pickle, I was so excited. The little chickens that I made, they're like this big, that I've had, and people were like, is this like a shopping bag? Is this french fries? Like, what is it? And they don't know what it is. Someone came up and was all excited and bought one and knew what it was, and I sold one. And so, well, obviously they bought one, so I sold it, but a little chicken. So I sold a pickle and a chicken, and I was so excited about that. I sold a blue beanie. I don't know what the deal is. I keep taking all these really cool beanies to fairs, and I rarely sell them. I'm telling you, this is like my target market. And so anyway, I sold a beanie. I sold my zombie keychain, the green and black keychain. I sold a rainbow bee, like a rainbow and black keychain, bee keychain. I sold the blue bear, the bear that I made. It was solid blue. He was so cute. Sold him. I sold the weird little tadpole guy that I made. It's like this body and he had just like little streamers coming off of him. I sold my big giant squid, which I was cool with selling, but at the same time I was like, dang, because if I didn't sell it, I was going to put it in the shop up here with like the other things as like the squid and the whale, because I have my little crochet whale. And so I was like, if I don't sell them, it'll go there, but it's okay. I don't think I have the yarn to get it, or to make another one. The hiccups. I don't think I have the yarn to make another one, but obviously I know where to get the yarn at. But yeah, Derek's like, just make another one. I'm like, you're right, because once again, they were very excited to get the squid. So, okay, big squid. I sold another beanie with the bright stripe, the Red Heart bright stripe yarn. It's so cool. The kid that got it was so excited. I mean, he's a college kid, but as he was like looking through the hats, I'm like, well, they're reversible. I was like, so that one probably has that green on it. And he flipped it. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is the one I want. He's like, that's so cool. It's reversible. He was so excited. Oh, another keychain, the rainbow octopus. It's made with, I think that one was also dark neons, but I don't remember. But anyway, the octopus. I sold my furry bee, the one with Pioneer Woman yarn, the black and yellow, like my big fluffy bee. Like I said, yeah, custom order for an octopus, pickle, and jellyfish. So I was very excited. Like I said, we sold beanies, we sold pickles, we sold little chickens, which was cool because we haven't sold those, and so that was really neat. Time out. Okay, stop with the hiccups. So anyway, yeah, so it was really, really good. Like I said, the kids got to go run around and then got to have fun and stuff there. Made a couple new craft buddies. The lady next to us was wanting to get something and then said it was just kind of a bit chaotic there for a little bit. Like I said, there were lots of people. It was all pretty steady, really. It was just kind of, like I said, I think just with, you know, the way things are, and I completely understand, just kind of people looking and stuff more than anything, which I felt really bad for the ladies on either side of us, especially, like I said, the one lady to the left, because the other people at least were selling, like, the raffle tickets and stuff. So I felt really bad. And she had a pop socket. Said she can't call them that. She calls them phone somethings. Phone grippers, maybe. But she had one that was black and it had a spider on it. She had one that was like a blingy mushroom. They were so cool. And I kept thinking to, like, you know, go over there and get one just to kind of like help out fellow creators. I mean, honestly, I don't need a pop socket. So it was like, oh, I'd love to have one, you know, but I don't really know what to do with it. I know Christmas is coming up, but the kids all have a pop socket. Derek needs one, but she didn't have any like manly ones. And I said something to her at one point. I went over there. I was like, do you have any like masculine ones? And she's like, I used to, but they didn't sell. She's like, so I don't have those. I'm like, darn it. So they're all pretty like sparkly and pretty. But yeah, she was really sweet. And then I met a lady that has like resin things. She was really cool. They do like memorial like plaques and like take a picture, you know, even like a new baby announcement, a couple wedding announcement, whatever you need a photo for. But she'll like take a photo and then they'll like put little things, you know, like wording in it and flowers and all that and make like this insanely cool like tray or photo or whatever out of resin. They're wicked cool. So anyway, I got her info just because she was really, really neat. And she had other things too. She had the reason I really got her info, she had some really cool dominoes. And whenever we go to Derek's mom's house, my mother-in-law's house, we sit around with his grandma and we play dominoes, and that's like her thing. And she had some really pretty ones that had like flowers in them, like I said, they were clear resin dominoes with flowers in them. They were just absolutely beautiful, and so I really wanted to get those for his grandma just because. But like I said, it was hectic. Like there were a few things and I'm like, I'll be back, and then it was like, oh, everyone's shutting up already. And by the time I realized that people were kind of shutting up, because like I said, there were still people kind of coming, you know, somewhat coming to the booth still. And I looked around and saw that everyone was kind of shutting up. And by the time I realized that, like, my ceramic friend was already gone, and I was just like, well, shoot. So I didn't get to go back to the resin lady and buy the dominoes, but said you just kind of make your rounds, you know, and then eventually come back. I didn't get to come back, but I got her info, so I'm gonna try to get those for his grandma because they were so pretty. And I think she'll be able to see, like, I think they'll be okay. If nothing else, I thought about, like, you could color in, like, the little dots so she can, like, see them better because they are clear, but they're beautiful either way. But, yeah, so I don't know. But it was a lot of fun. So I had the clip of the table, and that's about it. I really did like the table setup, though. It was really funny. I put the crop tops and things in front because I was thinking, surely crop tops, you know, like I bet they'll sell at a school, and they didn't. But I had them all in front, and a girl came up at one point and she's like, oh, do you not have any crop tops anymore? And I was like, yeah. I was like, they're, you know, right there in front. She's like, oh, okay. She's like, I don't have any money. I was like, I hear you. I don't know, it was just so funny. She's like, do you not have any? Oh, well, I don't have any money. I don't know, it was hilarious, but I was like, all right, fair enough. But yeah, it was really funny. And then I had another guy, like, some of y'all think this is hilarious. I know my friends on here. A couple, like, came up. They were, I don't know, had their teenage kid with them or whatever. And the son was, like, looking at things on the table because B had her perler beads. And so he was over there looking at those. And anyways, and he's like, the husband comes up, it's like looking at the stuff or whatever. And he goes over to his wife and he's like, did you see all the crochet stuff? And she's like, yeah. And anyways, he's like, I really want to tell her the joke. And I'm just sitting there like, what the heck, you know? And anyway, and he kind of like looks at me or whatever. And I was like, I'm not easily offended if you want to, you know, whatever you have to say. And anyways, and he's like, okay. And so he leans over or whatever. He's like, my wife's a hooker. I was just like, okay. And anyways, I was like, I looked at his wife, like instead of looking at, you know, her husband or whatever, looked at his wife and I was like, same. And anyways, and she's like, right. And I was like, right. I was like, you know, balls and hookers. I was like, you know, that's what it's all about. Anyways, and she's like, absolutely. It was so funny. Like I said, he was just like all weird about everything. He's like, I really want to tell her the joke, but like, I don't know if I should. Yeah, he's like, my wife. I don't know. It was so funny. It was hilarious, but I was just like, okay, you can say it. It's okay, whatever it is. You know, I think it's gonna be something like, oh, your stuff's ugly or whatever. But I mean, it was gonna be a joke, but I had no idea what it was gonna be. But yeah, it was so funny. I was like, yeah. Looked at his wife. I'm like, same. Like, it's okay. Anyway, it was hilarious. So yeah. Let's see. I feel like there's something else that was like a really cool thing that happened. I know I had like little fun things that happened. So people were, I mean, Derek, whenever, okay, you go, there's like, we had our table and it's lovely there because back behind us, they're like, it's like the student lounge type thing. So they're just like really comfy couches and benches and booths and things to sit in. And so the kids sat behind in like a table for a little bit and Derek sat in a booth for a little bit just to be comfy. And, like at one point, so there were 3 different people like with things ready to buy things and then people standing up there and Derek texts me and he's like, I'm so proud of you. He's like, people are finally like, you know, admiring your hard work. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Because I mean, it was that amazing. It was that successful, like to finally, after all the crummy craft fairs, to end on a really, really good one of just people like appreciating, you know, crochet and the things that we all do, you know what I mean? And the time that it takes and all that, instead of just, yeah, it was awesome just because. And so, yeah, like I said, I did really well. I got the rest of the things purchased for Christmas that I wanted to get purchased for Christmas, except for ornaments, but otherwise, so that was awesome. Got to do that from it, because that was what I was hoping for, was just to have like a little extra money to get some extra things for Christmas that no one necessarily, you know, like needed, but things that are really awesome. And so I did with this craft fair, and it was a really, really good one to end everything with. So this is our last one of the year. My friend called me last night. So yesterday was my birthday. Today is Monday, in case anyone's watching this any other day, I guess. And she said that there's another craft fair or another like event on Saturday, and asked if I wanted to be a part of it. And I was like, yeah, sure, that'd be fun. And then she texted me earlier and said that it was all full, and I was like, you know, that's probably okay. Like, I'm kind of all right with that. So anyway, so I won't be doing that, but that's okay. I'm pretty exhausted. I'm pretty over it. I'm gonna spend the next little bit putting some things up on Etsy, and then the rest of the things I'm donating. And so pretty excited about that one too. So yeah, so once I get all the things up on Etsy, I will make an announcement just in case anyone's interested, but a lot of it's gonna be donated stuff just cause. So very excited about that too. Also, very quickly, tomorrow is Tuesday, because today's Monday. Once again, that's how the calendar works. Tomorrow on Tuesday the 12th, I am going to do a LuLaRoe takeover. I'm thinking probably 4:30ish, something like that. And I will go to my friend Stephanie's shop. So like I said, if you guys just want to come hang out on the live and chat, that's amazing. Y'all don't have to, no pressure, Chanel. We can just all hang out and look at the things and have good visits and stuff, and I'm totally here for that. But I just wanted you guys to know, just because usually we do lives Tuesdays at 5:30, so it'll be a little bit earlier and it'll be in a different locale. So very excited about tomorrow. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, so I hope you guys can make it. Thank you. All right, so yeah, I think that's it. So like I said, it was an awesome time. Yeah, made a new craft buddy, which is always cool. Got to see old craft buddies, which is even better. I mean, not, you know, even better than making a new friend, but I love going and like seeing the same people. That's one thing that I really like about craft fairs. I'm kind of afraid I'm gonna miss about craft fairs, is like the buddies you make along the way. You start to kind of like see the same people, and that's really cool. So I don't know, but like I said, I've promised the kids and Derek that I'm not gonna do like high school gymnasiums or churches or whatever anymore, because it's just a long day of just sitting there every single time. It's not at all what it could be. And I've promised them, and I'm not. So music festivals, college events, I don't know what's that's the plan. So I can find those and we're good. I did talk to my freeze dry candy friend, and she because I told her about this one, and she did really well. And so she's like, you know, if you know of any more, and I'm like, same to you. I was like, you know, I don't have the Facebook, so I was like, I just Google things, so if you know of any. And she's like, oh, okay, absolutely. So I'm like, thank you. So maybe I'll hear, you know, some good ones from her. But she said the same thing, that they're real, you know, obviously they're hit and miss, but things aren't at all what they used to be. They went to one, ours was on a Friday night. They went to one the night before on a Thursday night, and she said that they didn't do well at all, that it was just, they didn't even make anything to make it worth it. She's like, you know, by the time you think of gas and the booth rent, she's like, wasn't worth it. And I was just like, dang it. So you never know, but I do know that the last 2 years this one's been awesome. So and I got an invite back, so that's cool. So hopefully they'll, you know, have it again next year and everything. So I don't know why they wouldn't if they've already done, you know, whatever. But yeah, you never know how things are going to play out. So hopefully, so if nothing else next year, I want to do the music fest we did in June. Our, like, my town's big event. Like I said, it was okay. For all of it, as hot as it was a lot, but it was cool just to go and be part of that one, the one at my hometown. And then also I want to do the one at the college. So 3 next year, if nothing else. But we're kind of like finally starting to get in like the groove of craft fairs. So we finally started to get like it down where it's like these things go in this tote and it takes us no time to unpack and pack. And so it's kind of like a shame to stop now that we finally figured it out, but also it's a lot of work, so I don't know. But sorry, this is mostly ramblings, less vlogs. Kind of seems to be the thing, and I'm sorry. I also said, speaking of, I just mentioned the birthday thing just because tomorrow probably I will have my birthday like thing up. We went and had a really fun time. We went to Michael's, to the yarn store. My husband surprised me with the whole entire day. I had no clue what was happening, no idea what was going to go on. He surprised me the whole way through. The kids knew. I had no idea. I thought we were probably going to Missouri or Arkansas. We stayed here in Oklahoma. It was pretty awesome. So, I was exhausted this morning. I'm still pretty whatever. It was a long day. It was so fun. But yeah, so I will have that up tomorrow. So we went to Michael's, but I didn't film because there were people everywhere because it's Christmas time and stuff. But I'll come back, show y'all. I did get yarn. He told me to get yarn, and I kept trying to put stuff back, and he kept being like, stop it, because that's what I usually do. I'll get stuff, and I'm like, oh well, and I'll put it back. But he's like, I'm going to the register before you put anything back out of the cart. I'm like, all right, thank you. But I did get Halloween yarn on my birthday. Christmas time birthday, got Halloween yarn. That's pretty cool. So I was excited about that one too. So anywho, and also I have my crochet Christmas blanket. I will have that up tonight. So here in just a little bit, I will be back with my blanket. Thank you all for being patient and all that with it. I appreciate it. Thank you to my beautiful Angelia. Hello, Angelia. Sorry, it's taken me a minute. So, all right. So I thank you all for listening to my craft fair vlog ramblings. I had a lot of fun. It was a good one to end the year on. Absolute success. Lots of fun. We had a good time just being, and that's what I'm talking about. So, all right. So I thank you guys. I hope you all have a wonderfully blessed day. Please stay safe, and I will talk to you all very soon.